In this video, I'll talk about the latest real estate statistics for the Cedar Park housing market and some interesting sales that should impact your plans if you've been holding off selling. If you want to see more content like this from brokers actively working in the Cedar Park real estate market, subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and leave a comment about what you see happening in the area. The shocking headline is there were 8 homes sold in Cedar Park for over $1 million. 3 of the 5 highest priced sales ever in Cedar Park were recorded in June. 4 homes sold for over $1 million just in Bella Vista, where the previous all-time record price was only $923,040. 35 homes sold for over $700,000 compared to only 6 sales at $700,000 or more in June 2020. On the bottom end of the market, there were only 6 homes that sold for under $400,000. In June of 2020, there were 95 homes that sold for under $400,000. The average home sold for 12% over list price, slightly down from 13% over list price in May. Last year, on average, homes in Cedar Park sold for 100% of list price. One of the most important real estate statistics is the average days on the market, because it shows how fast homes go from being listed to being under contract. And homes that sold in June were on the market for an average of 6 days. However, homes active on the market have an average days on the market of 14 days, and homes under contract are at 10 days. Now, either 10 or 14 days are incredibly fast times, but it may be a sign as prices have gone up, the market is slightly slowing down. It also can be that there are many homes on the market where the sellers are overconfident and those homes aren't selling. That can pull up the average days on the market statistic without truly being an indication of the overall market. So time will tell. There were 146 homes sold in June 2021, which is the same number of homes that sold in 2020. Average sales prices were up 52.4% to $596,861. Average dollars per square foot was up 50.9% to $243.80. And the median sales price is up to $545,000. For June, the lowest price home sold in Cedar Park was for $285,000 in Anderson Mill West. The highest priced home sold was for $1.5 million and was a home with beautiful views in the reserve at Twin Creeks. The smallest home sold was the same house in Anderson Mill West at only 939 square feet, and the largest home sold was at 5,348 square feet, sold for $1,160,000 in Bella Vista. The home sold for the lowest dollars per square foot was in Ranch at Cypress Creek at only $157.88, and the home that sold at the highest dollars per square foot was a nicely updated flip home in Cypress Mill for $331.87. Now, let's talk about some real inside information about what's happening in the Cedar Park real estate market you won't see from anyone else. When you hear about multiple offers for a home, you probably think they're all tightly bunched together right around the final sales price. Well, this is a chart of about 1/3 of the homes I've sold in the last 2 months. And the difference between the first offer and the second offers will surprise you. I've been talking about the real estate market being driven in part on fundamentals with a heavy dose of emotion from buyers and realtors. This chart shows the emotional aspect of the market, with buyers not realizing they are competing largely against themselves when offering on a home. You're going to start hearing talk about the market cooling. Some will interpret that to mean a crash. Now, I would compare it more to going from a Ferrari to a Maserati, not going from a Ferrari to a Pinto. Remember, slowing appreciation doesn't mean real estate is going to get cheaper. Personally, I'm bullish on the real estate market in our area. However, this chart demonstrates why some sellers will have trouble. We're already seeing other listing agents and other sellers having more price reductions and homes not selling at all and be taken off the market. You'll see sellers finding out a home sells with multiple offers for $880,000. They assume there are 11 other buyers at that same price, not realizing the next buyer was really at $800,000. And the seller's going to say, well, that home sold for $880,000. The market is so good, plus my home has a bird bath. so I'm going to list it for $900,000. And what we're seeing is that seller is shocked that they didn't get an offer at that price. And this is a big risk for sellers who hire a listing agent that isn't reviewing the volume of real-world offers as our office does. It's important for you as a seller that you have accurate information about what's happening in your specific area, because real estate is local. The average agent only sells 2 to 3 homes per year. Many haven't sold a home all year. So their information is coming from Facebook groups, friends, or stories in the media. And that information is not going to be up to date with what is happening in the market today. So we're already seeing homes listed by other agents not selling because our office specializes in helping people get their home sold after having a frustrating experience with another agent. We're beginning to get more calls from sellers who don't understand what's happening with their listing. All year, I've been very careful about not telling potential sellers to hold off listings because the buyer sentiment can change quickly. In the news, it's reported that we need 5.5 million homes built to have a balanced market between buyers and sellers. Others say a jump in interest rates won't have any impact on the market because even if half the buyers pause their search, there'll still be 6 other buyers making an offer. And maybe on the macro level, that's true. But remember, you're only selling one home. And this chart shows you the dangers in thinking that way because it won't take 5.5 million homes to make the price of your home go from $880,000 to $800,000. All it may take is one more home in your neighborhood for buyers to choose from. All it takes is one $880,000 buyer to get spooked by higher interest rates for you to be left with only an $800,000 offer. It's also hard for me to tell you what your home will be worth next year. Sellers holding off for one more year of appreciation may be disappointed. The overall market may appreciate next year, but for the $880,000 sale, what would be your basis to calculate the appreciation off? $880,000, $800,000, or somewhere in between. I probably couldn't sell that house again for $880,000. So it's hard for even me to know what to tell somebody about how that will impact the value of your home next year. Overall, I am bullish on real estate market in our area. I personally just put my money where my mouth is and bought a home for our family. I'm also under contract on a property I'll be flipping. So nothing I'm saying here means buyers should hold off. I believe that will be a mistake. However, sellers should expect buyers will be less emotional later in the year and into 2022. So I'll continue updating you on the Cedar Park real estate housing market. And if you have any questions for me or comments, do me a favor and comment below or reach out to me directly. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I appreciate your support. Make it a great day.